Hey folks, Rob here with another Rob Plays, and this is a bit of a bonus episode because we're doing something a bit more modern. This is Hyper Sentinel by 456 Pixel, published by Huey Games. I originally looked at it, a very early version back in 2016 when they were going for their first Kickstarter run. And almost 2 years later, it's finally out, available to buy right at the moment on Steam, on Windows, macOS and Linux, Xbox One, PS4 and the Switch, which is the version I'm playing here just because it's a little easy to get my Switch into the capture rig I have rather than going behind a TV for lots of cables for the PS4. iOS and Android versions are pending. They launched the Steam and console versions first, so let's hit fire and let's get started. So Hyper Sentinel kind of takes cues from Iridium, but I think it goes in a different direction quite a fair bit. So here you've got your mission selection screen. You can start at any level you've completed at the moment. First block. This is literally the first time I played the Switch version. So you've got your 3 modes: arcade, survival, and boss. Arcade is sort of the main mode. You go through each stage, blast out ground targets, clear your way to fight the boss guardian. Survival is really just against the clock. You've got to hold out as long as you can, and the boss is, as it says, fight the guardian. So let's go to arcade mode, level 1A, and start. Nice rumble on the Pro controller. So you can sort of see in the top right corner, you've got that little counter at 37, and that's really what it's about for the first phase of the game. Blast enemies, get all the targets destroyed as quickly as possible so that you can fight the guardian. One of these I love is you've got the formations. Destroy those, you usually get power-ups. You also got a bunch of other very, very fast things happening. So what I've done there is taken all the ground targets out. Here comes the guardian sequence, which is just this cannon, and what it's about here is really just blasting as fast as you can. Big thing to note is, if you do that, if you turn around rapidly, you get that sort of shield, the sparkly, swipey effect. That's really handy because it gives you temporary invulnerability. At the bottom there, you've got that blue bar, that's your shield. Rather than lives, when that runs out, it's game over, you get to retry. But we've got the guardian down pretty quickly, and that's the first stage. One of the things I like is it's got the sort of modern thing of having like the sub-objectives, so we've got one of the 5 sort of awards for the stage. We've unlocked both stages, and here in this case we've got the max multiplier, so go me. And we get our end of stage bonuses, for being fast, for taking out formations, all that. And here we go. So, continue on to the next one. So, like any sort of modern shooter, there's a lot of focus on chaining and multipliers. You really want to attack stuff quickly, get your multiplier up. You can see that in the top left, running a 16x. Oh. And then, let's keep going. One of the things is, one of the things that having a more modern graphics hardware offers is that there's a much clearer palette, and I know a lot of people. The problem that a lot of people had with the likes of Iridium is that sometimes you could really crash into stuff. You could misjudge the shadows. Here it's actually a lot better in that regard. Now these guardians are a bit tougher because first thing you got to do is blast their armor off, and there's 4 of them, so you can blast their armor off. They turn to that green thing. Damn it, I've been taking too many hits. I'm not happy with that. Oh! Be happy to... Oh, there's a shield there. One thing I really love is the power-up system in this game. Oh! And I messed up pretty badly. Okay. Let's retry. It's got, one of the things I love with this game is the modern sensibilities. You don't have 3 lives, it's game over. You try, you die, you can replay a stage, and so on. You kind of really want an arcade stick. It's one thing that just playing it now just makes me think I really want an arcade stick. I'll plug an arcade stick up and play it, and funnily enough, that would probably have been advantageous had I had had I been able to play the PS4 version, is I would have had that. Last target. Yeah, there we go. One thing I don't like is that the timer keeps running, during the non-interactive bits, so where you're where you're dealing with the sort of like warping into the stage. All nice. One thing I love with this game is the power-ups. But yeah, when you warp into the stage, you... Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Is the time will run, and it also have runs when you do that transition to the Guardian battle. And I... Personally, it's just a bugbear. I think it takes away from the time in terms of time breaking for the speedrunning aspect. But yeah, the power-ups are great. Like, I love the fact that you don't just get, traditional forward-firing lasers like most shooters have. You've got, you do get those, but you've also got, like, the little sort of option, if you will, that shoots behind you. I don't know if I've gotten that in my run yet. And also the sort of wrecking ball that I had. That was a nice little addition. Oh, and this one's just... There we go. 1B is done. There's all these little things. I love the lighting as well. Like, all the ships have their little lighting. All those little touches. Great little bits of presentation. It's a very fun and fast arcade game. And that's generally something I like quite a lot, just because it's a good way to chill out. So, how did we do on this stage? We got... Well, all the modes are unlocked. We got... we destroyed all the alienoids, which... I think they're sort of like the other thing. Same with the hunters. I can't remember exactly. I do wish it was a bit easier to review those goals. So if you're going into a stage, it's like, okay, what are the things I need to do? More at least when you're replaying a stage, not the first time, of course, because being able to go into that stage for the first time, completely blind is always a good thing. So, stage 1C. Mr. Power Up. These ones are all... Yeah, we got massive jackpots. I missed another power up. Let's get the bottoms targets out of the way. Oh, and those walls are pretty painful. This is one of my favourite power ups. They're just giant beam lasers. Downside, of course, is now I'm not going to have them when I deal with the... I'm not going to have them when I deal with the Guardian. And I missed that rainbow colour pickup that's scrolling off screen as a shield and would be so handy right now. Especially down to my... Oh, there we go. My health just recharged. This Guardian is kind of really tough. Just because... Oh, yeah. Then we got this sort of... So the other thing you do is you've got your boost. So it's really like your directional movement, up, down, change direction, left, right. And then you've got your boost movement, which on the Switch is the right trigger. So I think that's I can't remember the parlance, but it's equivalent of like your right trigger on an Xbox controller, R2 on a PlayStation controller. On the PC, it's on Steam. At least when I was playing on my Mac, it's like you keep the direction key pressed. Oh, nice, got it. That was all. I was hoping for that. Take that, Guardian. So you got some nice bite-sized stages, which is great for playing portably. I think it's going to be really good on mobile for that. I remember the touch controls being pretty good, but again, this is going by memory of 2 years ago. And even when I did look at it on iOS, I was actually playing with a controller there. So yeah, it's the kind of game that really does need a pad. Anyway, we got... What was the badge we got? Cool. So now we've unlocked Sector 2. The level progression has changed. In the original demo, I remember it being just like stage 1, like just 3 linear stages, where now it's like sub-stages. But anyway, let's get our bonus ticked up. And it's like... You expect, the Switch is quite a bit less powerful than your modern PC, Mac, or the PS4 and Xbox, but it's rock solid. And I think that's... Having its roots in being a mobile game means that it's really pushed out. Let's start stage 2A. I think what we'll do is, when we die, we might just do a quick show of the other modes. Oh, that hurt. So you can sort of see as I turn as well. One of those things that's really important is you sort of do a dash, and you can sort of see it right there, that sort of
You see it grey by default, then I think if you actually do block a shot, it lights up. You got to get used to it. That's basically like a temporary shield as you rotate around, which is a great little addition. Because for a game like this, it's significantly frantic, and you're going to be just like spinning around a lot. So let's keep going. Not much left on the ship now. Shield that will be very handy. Okay. 4, I missed some targets. Let's go back and find them. 3. Yeah, I think that's a potentially divisive move always, that, in case of missing a target. But that's the last one. Oh, that's something else that's a bit of a minor niggle. I wish there was sort of an indicator that when your power up. Alright, so now we've got 2 big turrets. Okay. Let's line up and go for an attack. Yeah, you just got to really... I think in this case, best way is to just continually strafe over the top of them, keep flipping direction, because you'll get your dodge for when they do shoot. And you can see that this turret is just about destroyed. Cool. So let's start boost. And this one's down for the count. Boom. You get the hang of it, and you get into the zone pretty easy, and at least for me, that's what I love most, is being able to just go into the zone, disengage brain, and enjoy. So that's stage 2A. Well, we've got 2. I've got to get better at trying to do some of these goals, bit of a replay, and that's sort of a good thing for replayability, Can you do it faster? Can you clock up, bigger score? And of course, it's all integrated with leaderboards. I know on Steam you can do that and see all of that. And I presume it'll be the same here, depending on how it all integrates. So let's let our totals rack up. "2B, let's go." This is about as far as I've made it. Like, when it came out on Friday, I'm recording this a couple of days later. It came out, and I had a quick play when I got home. The worst part was getting up in the morning and getting the email with all the codes. As I backed this on Kickstarter and backed to get codes for Switch, PS4, and Steam. And so I was hoping I'd have something that will unlock, and none of them did. Or no, it was. Steam didn't unlock. Steam wasn't ready, because this is like Friday morning, which it would have been Thursday night for the UK, and it would have been like, oh, those barriers. Oh, what are those barriers? Ooh. And it would have been like, for me, Friday morning, Thursday night in the UK for all the peeps who worked on it, and it was like, oh, it's unlocked. And it's like, cool. But of course, Steam wasn't unlocked. That was the one that probably would have been able to play the most before going to work. I was definitely hoping for the Switch to have unlocked, but that definitely didn't, sadly. And of course, then just waiting for it until I got home to have a crack, and it was just PS4 did unlock. I think the PS4 was the one that unlocked. I didn't get a chance to play it till Friday night. But yeah, it's great to see. I know a lot of people rag on Kickstarter as a means for funding. I missed targets. There's one. I know a lot of people rag on Kickstarter as a means for funding games and stuff, but it does help a lot of smaller ideas get out of the way, and a lot of smaller indies to actually do it. And honestly, it does get tough to sort of produce, especially just the general fidelity, I mean, I'm speaking from a bit of experience, obviously. Oh, come on, like this. Could really do it for power up though. Hopefully one comes up soon. Darn. See, this I like the way it mixes it up. It's got the 2 small. Oh, yeah, there we go. Come on, line up the giant ship. There we go. Got to recharge. Alright. Oh, darn it. Took the outer hull out. Now I'm going to take the inner bit out. I think this is where I got pounded last time. Let's go through. Just let my shields are at half. Come on. Hurry up and re-energize. I should be careful. It's energy, not shields, because shields, of course, are a distinct power-up that you can get. Almost got him, almost got him. Yeah! Right on. Boom. I do love the sign of a carrier. It's going down. Oh, I didn't get any stars. I'm gonna have to practice that stage a bit more, huh? Aren't I? Stage should be unlocked. That one needs a lot more practice, obviously, because I didn't get any bonuses. And, you know, like I said, I love the way that a lot of the systems work. This has got a lot of targets, and I really like the way that the systems work. And to me, it's what, you know, a really good arcade game should be in the modern day. I know a lot of people don't like arcade games. You know, a lot of I think about the blowback to some other rather amazing arcade releases of 2017. And it's always a struggle, you know, like those games. It saddens me a lot to think that those games are less legitimate, which is a shame, because I think there's some great fun to be had. This is definitely one of the best modern platform arcade games I've seen all year. Like, I'm sure that we're halfway through. You've still got a lot of a year left. But I'm sure we'll see some more great gems throughout the latter half of the year. Or when Tempest 4000 comes out. Atari, hurry up. Ooh. Getting there. The amount of threats you do have to deal with is... Oh, that's not good. No! Alright, that was a pretty good run. I think it's a nice run showing you a good chunk of the game. So what I'm going to do... Let's quickly put on survival mode. We'll play stage in survival mode, maybe play a stage in boss mode, and we'll call it a wrap. So I think that's a good amount of showing what's in the game. The other thing we'll do... Yeah, let's do it. So standard, of course, as it is, we're looking at CRT filter, spectrum mode. Yeah, we need C64 mode, so C64 back, play. Let's go to level 1A, go to survival, boom. So I love this. It's even got the vertical scan lines, which probably should be more horizontal. And you see what it's done the filtering. Now, so like I said, survival mode is about surviving for a particular time frame, so avoiding the enemy craft. There's no guardians, so you've just got enemy craft, and you also get debris, like sort of asteroids, which, like, they remind me of asteroids, but they're probably not. See, I love that blue option power up that I've got now, that's sort of like shooting three-way shots behind you, because that comes really handy. I do wish in C64 mode they actually gave it the chunky 2x1 pixels. So you can see I'm getting pounded by those like meteors or asteroids or crashing onto the deck. But I'm almost at the minute. You've basically got to last at least a minute to sort of complete the stage, and then so we've done the first minute. You just got to keep blasting, surviving. I really love it. I know there's not, this isn't a game that's a long, 100-hour epic, and honestly, I don't really enjoy a lot of those because I find it hard to find that time. But this is really just, that's a nice shiny. Oh no, we're critical. No. Keep turning, keep flipping, blasting, keep flipping. Oh, well, 1 minute 31. I know some people have got like 4 or 5 minutes, or even 10. So that's survival mode. It's a cool little twist, you know. Get there and see how long you can last. Play. All right, what we'll do, let's do a boss mode with the Spectrum graphics, because I want to see what those look like. Play. 1A. Boss. And so the idea of the boss mode is you're literally just fighting that stage's guardian. And so you've got the CRT filter. Oh, oh gosh, it's. I'm sorry, Specky fans. I have a lot of fondness for that little computer, but let's just say that this mode is kind of like the CZ4 one. You could play seriously to an extent. Spectrum mode, probably not so much. So that's the boss stage. I think I'm going to call it a wrap there. It's sort of really enough, you know, show you enough of the game. I do hope you go check it out if you do like modern gaming. It is a digital download only, and I know some people don't like that, but it's getting better for indies to do physical releases. It's still not a silver bullet. So, if you enjoyed it, do consider checking it out. I'll have links. Well, really, I'm just going to have the links to the main Hyper Sentinel page in the video description, and you can go there and check it out and grab whatever versions you want. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you've checked it out, let me know what you think. And if you haven't, really do. It's a great modern arcade shooter. It's on pretty much all the major platforms, which gets a thumbs up by me. I think I have a lot of respect for indies who do take the time to do that, because it is, depending on how it's done, it can get easier, it can be harder. It really depends, but do check it out. Let me know what you think. Do click the thumbs up. It really helps the video in terms of the algorithm and all the YouTube behind the scenes goodness. And if you haven't already, do consider hitting the subscribe button and pressing the bell. I know it's annoying, but it really helps you get told when I have new videos coming out. Nothing more to say other than thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.